Hey everybody, clearing. Okay, first things first, if you haven't subscribed to my channel and this keeps popping up in your feed, do it. If you haven't liked my videos in a bit, or you don't typically like them, please, it helps the algorithms. And I also have some sessions available this week and next week. If you want to grab those, the link's in the description below. But let's jump into what have the DMs not said? What has likely your person not said in your connection here? So thank you, Divine Creator. What can we see for how the Divine Masculines are navigating the journey and what has been left unsaid? What do the DFs need to know about these energies? Now, I am getting repeatedly that DFs are meant to really be balancing into the connection with Source until the next eclipse, specifically the 17th of this month, and that a lot of things are going to look different on the other side of that eclipse. But right now, it's all about safety and trust in your connection to the divine and really letting the DMs come through a major rite of passage is what I'm hearing. Okay, so let's see what we can. Conscious mind, what have the DMs not said about the connection? They haven't found the words to express this higher love. Like, it defies logic. It just doesn't make sense in earthly terms, how deeply they feel, how much harmony is here. The various timing issues, they just have never been able to do it justice. Words elude me, I just heard. What do the feminines need to know? Empress. So just stay in your Empress energy. We are led through letting go of all kinds of fear of rejection, self-worth scenarios, issues. Don't give your DM a cold shoulder here. The advice, see how she's like, that's a wounded approach. Your masculine hasn't said what you felt they could say because they have not found words that do it justice, not because they are rejecting of you. What can we see for how these masculines have thought but not communicated about the way they think of you, feminines? Kindness, presence. I just heard they keep their shit together on the surface. This is like showing up unassuming, nothing to see here, I'm fine. And then all this earthquake level change going on under the surface. They keep a calm, cool, collected exterior. It's almost like the fight, flight, or freeze response to radical change, radical upheaval, radical instantaneous paradigm shift. What do the feminines need to know? This is why the sexual connection or the intimacy hasn't kicked up, is because all these changes have had to come in and ground so that what you're really feeling and sensing as the potential here can happen. Change requires change. So if this is the love of a lifetime and nothing else compares, it's going to move mountains on all levels in order for it to come in and be safe and secure. What can we see for the masculine's heart space? What have they not said? That they've had to walk away so that they could walk away from things that fall short. So they're not walking away from you. They're walking away from putting you, superimposing you into previous scenarios. So they've had some repeat patterns, and if they were to put you into these connections as is, they would be conforming you to fit karmic understandings. Whereas if they walk away from all of it, they can see the big picture so that not only are you not being superimposed into pre-existing karmic patterns, the karmic patterns themselves are being changed. This is the makings of union. This is how the masculines are doing their share to not recreate history. What can we see for the heart space for you as a person, what they have not said? How much healing, how much you've pushed them out of their comfort zone, how much you've helped them be comfortable with uncertainty, how much you've shown them an example of bravery and figuring out how to live life anchored into spirit, not into temporary physical things. So feminines, you don't need to let go fully of your person. You need to let go of feeling like you have to accept breadcrumbs or that you have to settle. You're not meant to. And yes, for some, you will need to let go of the person because they're not for your higher good. But you've got to let go of the idea that a person has it all figured out or that they're better than you. And you've got to instead seek to align with the things that are a fit, that are aligned with or without that person. And you've also got to look at it, feminines, as though you're not walking away from the person, you're walking away from these old patterns that don't serve, that are codependent. What can we see for what these masculines have not said about manifestation? Okay, that they've been trapped and powerless, somewhat by their own devices, the predictive programming, but also third energies, and that they've needed to develop a basis of friendship and not just jump straight to romance here. They have cared enough about you to take it slow and ultimately have cared enough about themselves not to rush into something. This is enlightened feminines. So the reason your masculine has held back is not because of rejection. It's because they are conscious and they don't want to do things prematurely or in the wrong ways. What can we see for what the masculines haven't said about the actions? Yeah, they've been clearing karma and coming into their own as this King of Wands, divine masculine. This is the spiritual leader, the one that knows right from wrong, the one that can discern energies and is a chieftain, is a guide. So they have to go through that process by eliminating the things that are not aligned in their own life. And that is their rite of passage. That is how they embody this spiritual wisdom and maturity, is by going through life's circumstances and deciding what to continue to align with and what to outgrow. What do you need to know, feminines? Keep doing the work for yourself this way. This is putting in that excellence. If you want to have an extraordinary life, you have to be excellent across the board. You have to be discerning. You have to be particular. You have to have standards. You have to have an understanding. It can't be naive. It has to be mature. Oh, the raven here. The ancestors are rooting for you. What can we see for the biggest challenge these masculines have faced? Coming into their own and running the risk of looking like they have abandoned you or rejected you. They're choosing themselves in these motions. It's not about you being chosen or not. They are first and foremost learning who they really are. What can we see for advice here? It's more than meets the eye. It's not just this surface level stuff. Sure, in karmic situations, it might be, a superficial reason, but this is the hero's journey. What can we see for the solution to this challenge? Trusting the process, really taking a look in the mirror, looking at both sides of things, looking at the big picture, staying with it. What is the advice for the feminines? Trust the frequency of what you're getting. Trust the energy of it. Near future, here's that Ace of Wands that we saw wasn't out yet. This is that victory flag after moving the mountains of consciousness here. and Six of Wands. So they're saying they have to have this internal victory before they can come and offer you that wand. So they are working on it. They're aware of this. What do you need to know, feminines? Manage your own anxiety about this. Don't allow it to put you into sleepless nights or fear that it's not going to happen, that you're not going to have love. Okay, let's get one energetic card for my viewer. Spiral of life, movement, opening, unfolding. Let it unfold naturally. It's non-linear. This is why, so each of these spots are epiphanies or breakthroughs, lessons learned. And you can see it's on a non-linear timeline. This is the portal of manifestation coming in. When the epiphanies, the breakthroughs, the lessons have been learned, it can happen like that because it's non-linear. And so it doesn't necessarily need to have a certain ramp up or linear unfolding. It can be happening in ways that you have not been able to decipher, and then it can reach its threshold where it can come into the physical. So yes, we need to have understanding enough to trust the process, but we don't need to know how it all works together for it to come in. Okay, many blessings. Bye for now.